No, man, you looking at it from the wrong way. Look. Okay, like I said, when it comes to dating, one, don't even expect it to work out, right? Don't like with anything, man. Like okay, like so with this, don't even expect it to work out. What you as a man, what you got to do is get your fucking numbers up as far as potentials, right? Because again, it's much harder for a man to go out there and just go on dates than it is for women. For a woman to go on a date is nothing more than just screaming on Facebook, somebody take me on a date, and put a picture of her up with in some tight jeans, and then she'll have motherfuckers knocking on the door to come take her on a date. See, for men, it's much harder for us to go on, just to go out there, just go on a date, right? It's so much harder for us. It's immensely harder for us, dude. So as a man, you have to approach it from a different angle, right? So one, when you like, if you do get one, I mean, okay. Here's my advice, right? Because again, the first one is always going to be the hardest one to get. But don't walk around expecting to fucking like make it work and this is gonna be your wife and all that shit. No, just because y'all hit it off on the first date. No, the areas where you get relatively, I say, let's just say like benefits. Let's say the areas where you get benefits is getting sex out of her and take her out to be seen in public so other women start to see you, right? That's how you going to build your numbers up. Because see, because again, from the woman's perspective, she don't got to worry about building numbers up. She going to have numbers because she's woman, right? And part of that is the reason why they end up single and fucked up their whole goddamn life is because they always had numbers and never had to work for anything. All they had to do was just sit there and exist and be woman, right? But as a man, you don't have that option, right? As a man, you can't go out there and just go sit at the coffee shop and a motherfucker come and a bitch come walk up to you and say, "Hey, I noticed you were sitting alone. Can I come study with you?" No, bitches ain't gonna do that for you, right? They're not gonna go out their way for you. So you have to build your numbers up. So when you do when you do fuck around and get, one or two who's lingering around, don't focus on them. Don't focus on making her specifically a wife or nothing like that. Your focus should be on getting pussy out of her and being seen with her in public to build numbers up so motherfuckers can look at you and be like, "Oh, I know him. He be walking with bitches." Right? The next thing you know, bitches be, "Oh, well, I heard you walk with women, so you must know how to treat a woman." So that's how it starts. And you got to be seen with them, right? Just take them out. Because again, you don't know what this woman's intentions are with you. Her intentions may be to just get free food out of you. You don't know. Free food, maybe get a free ride somewhere, and maybe get a couple free. Her whole intention might be just to get free food and some free gifts out you, right? You don't know. And to be honest about it, you don't have the time to even try to figure that out, right? Because again, for men, bitches don't walk up and approach us, right? We as men, we get nothing handed to us. We get absolutely nothing handed to us as men. So from your perspective, don't read too far into any one woman, especially in these earlier phases. Your primary goal, your primary objective with a woman that you do get to linger around is to take her around and be seen in public. Make sure motherfuckers know make sure when motherfuckers see you, they get used to seeing you walking with a woman. Right? To the point where if they see you walking alone, like what he must have a woman somewhere. They're not going to automatically assume you just single, right? They're going to assume you must have somebody somewhere, right? Because that's how man builds up it's a much slower grind, mind you. It's a much slower grind, but it's a much more fruitful grind in the end, right? Whereas woman, it's not a grind at all. As a woman, she just got to walk down the fucking street and look like she at least knows how to breathe and turn on a water faucet. And she's going to build up numbers, right? Just because a dick is going to eventually get hard and come talk to her. A woman has to put no effort into getting numbers up, right? But on the back end of it, it's nowhere near as fruitful because a woman's not in charge of who she marries. A woman's not in charge of of where she stays in a long-term relationship with. She's not truly in charge of that shit, right? For the man that she really wants. she's not in control. And that's the whole reason why she wants that man, because she's not going to be in control of, because he's going to be better than her, right? So in the long run, the woman has it much harder. She has it much easier in the beginning, but much harder in the long run to make anything of value, right? To be part of anything of value. She has a much harder time in the long run. Like I said, all these women on this show who's talking all this shit, give them 10 to 15 years, right? Because they still getting off of that high of being young, cute woman who looks like she's taking a bath, but they're all aging, right? But they can still mimic being 23 again, right? They can mimic it, you know. I like to walk around play like, they're still putting on their, they're drawing on makeup on their face, caking on the fake up for 2 or 3 hours at a time to try to mimic being 19 again, because that was their hot spot in life, and they'll hold on to it. But just give them a few more years. And they'll be drinking themselves to death, hugging cats, right? But again, as man, our grind is much slower, but we end up with more genuine knowledge, intelligence, and resources in the end, right? That meaningful knowledge, resources, and intelligence in the end is miles far more than women.